Welcome to Milestones A Dozen Days Devotional. This is day 5, and my name is Mikayla. And in today's lesson, we are going to be talking about no fear of the upside down. I'm going to read Matthew 1:18-25. It says, "This is how the birth of Jesus the Messiah came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph, but before they came together, she was found to be pregnant through the Holy Spirit. Because Joseph, her husband, was faithful to the law and yet did not want to expose her to public disgrace, he had in mind to divorce her quietly. But after he had considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, 'Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins.' All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had commanded him, and took Mary home as his wife. But he did not consummate their marriage until she gave birth to a son, and he gave him the name Jesus." You may have heard this phrase, God turns everything upside down, and in doing so, he makes everything in the world right side up. That's true in your life, true in the church, and true in the stories of the Bible, including Joseph and Mary. Just try to imagine the range of emotions the young engaged couple were going through. Her, I'm pregnant, what will people think of me? I might be disowned. Him, how is this possible? Were you unfaithful? Her, no, an angel visited me and explained that I will have a son conceived by the Holy Spirit. You have to believe me. Him, thinking to himself, is she insane? What should I do? What should I say? After what was probably a tearful, sleepless night, Joseph made a decision, the wrong decision, to break off the relationship. But an angel intervenes with words, "Do not be afraid." And the divine mission of the upside down continued. If you want to follow God's plan for your life, it can mean you may have to forfeit your comfort, stability, often feel disoriented, just like Joseph and Mary. This always makes us feel unsettled and afraid. That is why one of the first instructions by the angel to Joseph was, "Do not be afraid." Isn't it interesting that "do not be afraid" is one of the most common commands in the Bible? Being controlled by your fear is one thing that can stop the almighty plans of God from being realized. This is probably why the fate of cowards is listed among evil behavior in Revelation 21:8. Joseph shouldered an enormous burden that was terrifying at every turn. Becoming a father to a child that wasn't his, resisting the temptation to not publicly shame Mary, which was divorce custom at the time, escaping Egypt for 2 years in exile. The first steps in his noble behavior was a willingness to follow God's lead and resist the fear of appearing upside down in the world's eyes. Christmas is about peace on earth, peace in the hearts of all humans. But never forget that peace does not exist where there is fear. God has a plan to remove fear and grant peace, but it most often feels like you're being turned upside down. So do you see any areas of your life right now that are upside down? What about when things start turning upside down in the future? What will you think about? What will you do? Just remember, like in Joseph and Mary's life, God is making everything right side up. Have a very Merry Christmas.